Hey guys, it's Claryberry. I just got out from doing a little tan and tone. Yeah, I just wanted to talk with you today about erectile dysfunction. I really feel like people don't pay more attention to this disease, this disorder. They don't pay as much attention to preventing it. They don't really research it or learn about it. It's not really well known, the causes and risk factors and whatnot. People just don't think about it until they need to start taking the blue pill, and then they take the magic blue pill, and then they don't think about it. It's almost like, well, we have a backup plan, so why do we care? But I think you need to realize that that's kind of set up that way for a reason. I'm not going to say it's a money-making scam, but it's kind of a money-making scam, to feed the people a certain thing that makes them sort of unhealthy, in the long run unhealthier, just unhealthy enough, not to where they die quickly, but to where they start to need to buy, into this medical system. And, nowadays I have ladies next to me saying, they're 40 and they're saying their body's about to start falling apart. It's like, oh my gosh, the mentality, it doesn't have to be like that. We are made to be strong, vibrant, beautiful, amazing creatures and beings. So, we need to own that and realize that that is God's plan. That is how we were made, or just how we created ourselves, or whatever happened, how you believe, however you want me to phrase that. Doesn't matter to me. But I just think it's interesting because people don't think about these things. They don't think about preventing them, when it actually is pretty much preventable. It's a form of heart disease. It's a form of vascular disease. It's just another muscle connected, and the main way that it works is blood flow. So when you have a weak blood flow, when you have blocked blood flows, that's what a stroke is too. To me, when you talk about the #1 killer in all the United States is heart disease, and it's unmatchable by any other disease or disorder. But then the second one is stroke. So stroke is essentially the same, can be, not always, essentially be, same thing. Vascular system, your blood flow is getting blocked by the same thing. It's all the same thing. So if you take those numbers and put them together, it is the #1 risk for anybody. But seriously, don't think about these as an afterthought so you can pay money to be well, to live a manageable life while you still continue to eat the same foods that made you sick. Okay? No. If you step back from the system, you don't quite pay so much attention to the system and what they're saying, you don't get sucked into this. It's a cycle, it's a system, and it's set up to suck you in too. If you think about the prescription drugs, that's an additional huge amount of deaths per year, and it's absolutely epidemic right now. Prescription pills, absolutely epidemic. Marijuana used to be the #2 killer, or not the number 2 killer. I did not just say that. Marijuana used to be the #2 most, widely used or abused drugs in America. Now, only about 3 or so years ago, maybe, it has changed, and you have prescription, medication as the #2 abused after alcohol, drugs in America. So it's really interesting. We need to, and that more people aren't speaking out about this too. It's almost like pills are sort of more accepted because everybody's taking them, and you can get fake proof or whatever. And so anyway, not to make this whole thing about heart disease, but it's very much related, obviously, to, erectile dysfunction. Stay vegan, stay plant-based, eat mostly fruits and vegetables. Heavy on the fruit, make sure and get your leafy greens. You'll be good to go. The parts of the meat that really clog your arteries, of course, are the fat and the cholesterol and saturated fat and all of that. And we just don't need it. Our body manufactures cholesterol on its own. We do need some fat. I eat some fat. I don't eat a lot of overt fats, but I do take actually an omega supplements. Well, I eat chia and I eat lots of lettuce, and I find that I usually do pretty well, especially more if I pay attention to it. So that's why I recommend kind of being you don't have to be vigilant, like always tracking and watching what you eat, but you want to make sure and know your way around your food. Know what nutrients, track for long enough to see your patterns and what nutrients you are lacking in. You can bolster those before you even have to get a deficiency. I mean, it's just smart living. This is where we're at. So anyway, the lawn guys are here today. So basically is from, not enough exercise, eating too much meat, too much dairy, yada, 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 which any amount pretty much. I mean, if you go by T. Colin Campbell and all of that, it's anything pretty much over 10% is going to start to turn the cancer on if you have other carcinogens, which, let's face it, this day and age, we all do. Every single one of us. So back to the erectile dysfunction. 40% by 40% of men by the age of 40 will have erectile dysfunction. 40%. Yeah. That would be what? 4 out of 10 guys will have it by 40. I'm 34, you guys. This is a concern for me, I gotta say. No, just kidding. So erectile dysfunction, it goes up to, at 50 years old, it's 50%. And at 60%, it's 60%. One could only assume that by 80%, it's 80, or by 80 years old, it's 80%, and so on. But, who knows? So, yeah, I just wanted to share that because, again, I think it's something that people should probably take more seriously because it's preventable, and you don't need to give Big Pharma your money to make your fucking penis work, really. Serious. So, yeah. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, etc., etc., etc. Don't forget to eat your fruit. Take care. And I hope you have a great day and are having a very passionate and lively experience today.